Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to talk about the advantage of using the parallel processing in n8n. So as you can see that in this flow, I'm doing a super base query, excuse me, and then I will get 246 cases and all of them will be sequentially processed by this API. So I will create three variants of a company name here through the OpenAI node, and then the loop will run. So I will solve all these three cases, then it will go to the Zephyx API, which is a Swiss API for the company details. I get the details from this API, and then I get the company data and all. This whole flow will take approximately 8 to 10 hours. So if I execute that, you can see it's actually very slow. So let's say we get 246 cases here, and then it will go here. Then all the things which are happening in this flow is basically sequential. So I will not go into like how much time it takes, but you can see that it's going to take a lot of time. So we have processed only two cases. If you see here, we have processed only two cases. So let me stop this and let me show you the new architecture that actually solves this problem. So let's come here. Now this is a parallel execution. So we have the same Supabase query here, and this query is giving us exactly 246 items, as you can see. Then I am keeping the limit here, but I can remove that. Now let's look at the other flow. So it's actually going to this flow, which is the next subflow. So if we go to the subflow, you can see that this flow has, no, this is not the subflow. Let's see, this one is the subflow. So the data is coming here, then exactly same process is happening here. Nothing is different. It's exactly the same process. The only thing is I'm getting the data from the previous flow through this node here. Now if we come here, there are two problems when you do the parallel execution. One of them is that if you just take the data and send it directly to this node, how will you do the split in batches? So for that, the trick is that I'm trying to use the loop node here, which is basically splitting that into 10. So the batch is 10, and then the trick is in this field. So what I'm doing is that how do you ensure that your flow runs exactly all the items and keep sending the data sequentially? So what I'm doing is that you can actually collect the length of the items in the Supabase query node here, which is 246. And then I did this simple trick here. So this is processed items dot number. So if you see, this is 19, but how am I getting this? Is basically through this node. So what I'm doing is I'm run index is the method through which you can know how many times your loop is running. So I added 1 to that because your first iteration will be 0, and then I multiplied that with 10. So I'm getting the count 19, which is exactly right. And then the flow is in the if node. I'm just saying that if this is greater than or equal to this number, so it exactly solves the problem. And then I'm just looping it back. So it comes here, it loops back, and goes here. If I run the flow, you will see that it runs pretty fast. You can see that the 10 items are being processed. So overall, what I can say is that in the earlier approach, this flow was taking approximately 8 to 10 hours to run 246 cases, because this is very intensive operation here. I'm writing the data back to the Supabase in these nodes here. So it's kind of very intensive, but if you see here now, not this one, let's check the execution here. So it's actually processing all the 10 cases in one go. I can increase the number of cases being solved. But this is a good trick. It can actually make you, I think the net is slow, so that's why I'm not getting the execution data here. But it's a beautiful trick. So you can see now that I'm getting all the executions being executed simultaneously, 10 cases in one go. You can increase that number to 20 or 30 depending on your use case. So I think this is a good trick which you can use in your flows. Unfortunately, because of my net problem, I cannot show you the execution, but it's actually working exactly fine as expected. I hope this trick might help you in your serious projects. Thank you so much.